Destonians, we are the guardians of the universe, real custodians of planet Earth. We will turn this world to a place of worth, a radical rebirth, from the skies to the dirt, starting.
So, we have finally proven that free speech does not exist. This happened after Desteni Productions and Bernard Pullman channels on YouTube have been removed due to violation of community guidelines. And why did this happen? I mean, Desteni Productions has been running since 2007. Bernard Pullman was created, a year or so after that. And we've had thousands of uploads onto both those channels. And in that time, both channels received approximately 2 YouTube strikes. Warnings basically where people would take the titles of videos such as God does not exist or God killed his only son, and people would complain that the titles of these videos are infringing on their religious rights and their rights to be believe what they want to believe and to have free speech and all that stuff. And then YouTube would take the video down and we would get a warning, and basically early this morning we received an email saying that both the channels, Desteni Productions and Bernard Pullman, have been taken down due to, and the reason that was given, one of the Hitler videos where Hitler spoke about where he crossed over and in the dimensions he looked at his experience and he had become a demon, and then he saw his entire life experience and his experience as a demon, and he did self-forgiveness. He applied self-forgiveness, showing that if a demon like Hitler can apply self-forgiveness and live self-forgiveness and apply the realization that what is best for all is not what we are currently accepting and allowing as the world system, if a demon like Hitler can apply self-forgiveness, then what is wrong with the rest of humanity that we think we are beyond self-forgiveness? And this video caused some people to react for some reason. Obviously, the content of the video itself causes people to react because people don't want to apply self-forgiveness. They don't want the world to change. They want the world to continue the way it is because of greed. So this video was the cause for both Desteni Productions and Bernard Pullman to be taken down. Now, what is fascinating about this is that in the latest videos that have been done by Bernard Pullman that have been uploaded on his channel and Desteni Productions, he started indicating that the major corporations are implementing certain moves where everything that is happening right now in the world will eventually result in World War III because of everything that is busy compounding, the tension that is busy building up between racial groups, the underlying factors which is all based on control of resources, greed, major corporations that want to have monopoly and control, and all of this is working its way towards a World War III situation. You can do the basic maths for yourself and you can look at what is busy unfolding and where it will all lead to. If we don't, as the people, as humanity, take the necessary steps to self-correct these points, we're going to end up having World War III. So this upset quite a lot of people because those who have already decided that Desteni Productions is based on a cult and that the cult leader is Bernard Pullman, these people don't want to hear anything else but what they have already decided. So the fact that we have made the statement that if we don't as humanity take a look at what is busy happening and that the underlying cause is greed and control, and that this is happening on through those who control the major corporations, and that if we don't start paying attention to what is actually happening and stand up as the voice and do what is necessary to change the world systems that are here, that this is going to lead in something that is going to be, very regrettable. It is already, the current world situation is a very regrettable situation as it is currently. But nobody seems to mind, because it seems to work that only if hardship happens to the individual on the level where you lose everything, you lose your family, you end up in pain and suffering, with no food, your children don't have food to eat. Only if that happens and the person is left in that situation of squalor, though people tend to realize that this is a really bad situation to be in, and you don't want to be in that situation. And these are usually the people who realize there's something wrong with the world system, and that you are now the focal point of the really worst case scenario of what can happen to a person in the system. And this is happening to millions of people every single day. But those who own computers and have houses and are in the comfortable situation to be able to go on YouTube and shout at Desteni Productions, you guys are fascists, you're Nazi lovers, you're communists, you're cultists. These are the people that we call the elitists, because you have everything, you have a salary, you have a roof over your head, you have food, and you are in the comfortable position to say, no, 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 the world situation is not so bad. The governments are not busy manipulating information to steer everybody towards the one point, which is absolute control, so that the corporations can have absolute control of all the money in the world. We're not going towards World War III because God's going to save us. And people don't want to hear this, and we, in our interviews, every single day, we repeat basically the same points, which is just, again, taking world events and showing it to people what is really going on. And now this has caused Desteni Productions and Bernard Pullman to be shut down. So that's actually very fascinating. So what are we looking at here? Let's say, for example, and if you look at what YouTube does accept and allow, if you look at the May Doomsday event that was supposed to happen, people were paying YouTube to have their videos about Doomsday displayed on the major pages, and the videos were featured. In other words, YouTube was getting money from these channels who were saying the world is going to end. A lot of people are going to die, and some are going to rapture and go to a happier place. Now, YouTube allowed that. They allowed people to threaten other people that if you don't follow me and my belief system, you are going to die and you're not going to rapture with me. You will meet doomsday. Now that is a threat, because in our email that we receive from YouTube, the only excuse that they can give us for terminating of these channels is please refer to our community guidelines. So you go to the community guidelines, and I mean, we've read them so many times before. They are these very basic set of guidelines saying you may not attack any other group, you may not have violent or explicit material in your videos. None of our videos have violent images in them, because it's always just us speaking. It's always just people reacting to what we're actually saying inside the video. And so the community guidelines are basically speaking about that which YouTube will allow other people to do if they're getting money. So for example, the Doomsday people, they'll allow soft porn, they will allow children fighting and people recording fights. And this is all acceptable because it ends up on your featured pages, and it ends up being people who are paying for YouTube. So that is why YouTube will allow certain channels to exist and other channels to not exist, because of greed. And isn't that exactly what we've been saying in all the Desteni Production videos? We've said that exact same thing. We said that the major corporations are busy directing everybody to one singular point, and it is based on greed, and that as long as you pay, you are part of the system and you are doing what the major corporations want you to do, then you will be fine. If you accept the system the way it is and you are participating in the money system, you will be untouched. You will basically be allowed to have any viewpoint, any belief system you want, as long as you keep participating in the existing money system. If you start questioning the money system and you start offering alternate solutions so that we stop the current money system, which is based on have not, poor, rich, you know, the specific value systems in place. And as soon as you question that, then your channel gets taken down. And as soon as you say, which is exactly what the Doomsday people did, we just said, look, if everything carries on the way it is, we're looking at eventually these things that are bottling, you know, these bottleneck effects that are happening at the moment, there's eventually going to be no other choice but for countries to go to war with each other. And that's all that we've been saying. We've been saying, and people don't want to listen. We're not saying we're going to cause the war. We're saying watch the news, trace the news yourself, diarize the events that are happening in the news, and start looking at why it's happening and who are the corporations behind world events. Why is the information being manipulated? How is the information being transferred from what actually happened to what is being told to the public? And the public response is to become subdued and to continue allowing the system because of fear of not having. We're saying change the fear of not having point, and then you'll have people who will stand up and say, I don't accept the world system the way it is, where I'm being controlled through the fear of not having and not being able to feed my family. I want the world to change so that that fear does not exist anymore, so that in a new money system we will prevent a world war from breaking out, because it's not going to be about greed. Countries will not be allowed to interact with each other and to make laws and legislations based on greed, because an equal money system is going to be very specific in money movement, in the equal distribution of funds, in the equal distribution of the resources that are here, and it'll be a management point that'll take care of everybody being able to live on this planet equally, utilizing the resources equally, and taking everything in, meaning the people, the environment, animals, nature, everything into equal consideration, getting the planet back to an equilibrium, you could say, where everything is managed effectively. So now the capitalists don't want to hear this, because the capitalists rape the resources, they impulse people through pictures and feelings which generate energetic experiences of feelings and emotions, and through that they get people to participate in the money system based on fear of death and fear of not having. Then the rich get richer and control more of the money. That is how the capitalist system functions. You don't have to be an intelligent person or have any kind of specific qualification in anything like economy or psychology or anything to be able to see this for yourself. So again, we've proven through Desteni Productions and Bernard Pullman channel, we have proven that free speech does not exist, which is what we've been saying from the beginning. And of course we will continue. You know, this is one point that just again proves to us the brainwashing that exists, the control and the monopoly that exists within all establishments, and again proves that this is YouTube being controlled through bigger groups that don't want us to do what we do. And of course this is just a confirmation point of that we are on the right path. This does not change us, this does not change what we do. We continue and we utilize it as a point of reference again, and from here we go forth. Thank you very much.